Hi, I'm Margarita Paulitis from Raw, Real, Organic, Authentic Results, and welcome to the Raw podcast. As an integrated trauma-informed coach and a narcissistic abuse specialist, it is my mission to empower you to heal, to grow, and to really thrive in the aftermath of narcissistic abuse. I truly believe that every single person has the inherent capacity to overcome adversity and create a life filled with joy, filled with purpose, and filled with fulfillment. My hope is that you find the answers to the questions that you have become curious about. I am committed to helping you reclaim your power, find healing, and create a life filled with meaning and happiness. So how do you know that you're being gaslighted in your relationship? It's quite phenomenal, really, to think that there is this sort of abuse going on. But trust me, there is. So have you ever been told that you're the one? That there's never been anyone else that has even come close to making them feel like you make them feel, that you're amazing, that you're everything that they've been looking for, that the connection is instant, it's fast. And you have been swept off your feet. That's how you feel, with promises of the future, promises of where you're going to go. And then the next thing, there's silence. I'm Margarita, this is Raw, and this is what we're going to look at today. Are you being gaslighted in your relationship? So for those of you who don't know, gaslighting is a kind of emotional and psychological abuse where the abuser manipulates the victim and controls them. Now, the abuser could be a male or a female, but what they do is they mess with your thoughts and your emotions to the point where you even begin to doubt your own sanity. So interestingly enough, in 1944, there was a movie that came out that was called Gaslight. And in this movie, a young woman experiences gaslighting from her husband. She's been manipulated, and she's believing that she has a memory problem. And over time, she actually begins to doubt her sanity. So make no mistake, gaslighters are narcissistic. They're dominating and they're authoritative. They only care about one thing, and that is their interests. And they are, from my experience, incapable of showing empathy. So in a relationship, your partner might be trying to convince you that you're forgetful, you're simply imagining things, and that your problems are all in your head, pretty much that you're going crazy. Your partner might try to make you feel like you're constantly at fault. They may discount your feelings, and they may attempt to even control you. But what makes this incredibly dangerous is that you might not be able to tell that you're actually experiencing gaslighting until you are in an endless cycle of emotional and physiological torment and abuse. Psychological abuse over time can destroy your self-worth and your identity. It's almost as if you're trying to pick up pieces of your own identity and put them in different corners of the earth to try and keep some sort of sense of worth. What actually happens, though, is that you lose it. So what are the signs that you are experiencing of gaslighting from your partner? Let's have a look at what they could look like. So your partner could be preying on your insecurities to the point where you're constantly doubting yourself. You may feel like you're losing your memory, or you may feel like you don't trust your decisions anymore. You could very well begin to think and question your abilities, your intentions, your every move. They also use your weakness against you. So they could make you feel like you don't matter and you're not good enough. And that could come in any shape or form. If you threaten to leave them, they remind you of your weakness and claim that there is absolutely nobody else out there that is going to love you. So they make you feel unlovable. You end up feeling vulnerable and unable to summon the courage to leave the relationship. They are always finding a way to turn everything back on you as if it's your fault. In order to make things worse, you end up apologizing for everything, even though it's not your fault. Your partner makes you feel like your opinions, your suggestions, your emotions are irrational and baseless. You might even feel as if you're going insane. You end up constantly trying to confirm your own thoughts and feelings, not only to them, but to yourself. And there is a fantastic rule of mind that comes to my mind when I read this sort of thing, and it goes like this. Every thought you think creates a physical reaction and an emotional response. So, for example, if you think to yourself you're going insane, that is going to create a physical reaction. It could be something like heart palpitations, migraines, stomach ulcers. But there will be some sort of reaction that your body is giving off as you think these thoughts. And the emotional response could be like something like you feel like going to lock yourself away and you're crying all the time. You really don't know how to handle things. What they are very, very good at, gaslighters, is manipulation. One of the biggest tricks of a gaslighter is how they try to manipulate you and your feelings and your thoughts to control you. So your partner might convince you that no one has your best interests at heart except for them. And the silly thing is, they say it so well that it's almost believable. That makes you isolated, from your friends and your family. You might also know that your partner constantly reminds you of all the bad things that you did in your past, no matter how long ago. So when you're arguing, this is often brought up, and it's brought up so that they feel superior to you. They might make you feel like you never do anything right, and you end up feeling bad and yet again apologizing for the same incidents over and over. You could also feel very low-spirited at this point in time. Like all the activities that you used to absolutely love doing, you have completely lost interest in. If you love to go out, you might find yourself feeling withdrawn, quite isolated from everyone and everything. So those are some of the things that you can look at to know whether you're being gaslit in. So let's have a look at how you could deal with gaslighting from your partner. So I've spent over the last 12 years understanding and really looking into how to control these and actually how to bring myself back into the now. And one of the things, actually some of the things that I've done are I've focused on my strengths. So look at your strengths, remind yourself of your abilities that you have and focus on the positives, because trust me, there will be plenty of positives out there that you have. You've just got to reintroduce yourself to them. Stand up to the lies of the manipulation. That's something they don't like, but you need to do this to get your power back. You need to distance yourself from your partner. You need to be able to think and think for yourself without all the abuse going on, without all the manipulation going on. You need to talk to your friends that you trust. And when I say trust, you need to talk to your friends that you trust, because gaslighters, narcissists are very, very good at turning people against you. So take your friends and your family that you trust and talk to them. And reach out for a therapist that can heal from this trauma. It's a massive trauma, and if you don't get it sorted first and foremost at the front, it can take many, many years. Gaslighting, like any other abuse, has massive damaging effects in the long run. Remember, that you are in control of your life. If you feel manipulated and confused, reach out to me. You're worth it, you're lovable, and I'm here for you. With love and light, Margarita.